Meal planning is something that saves a lot of time and a lot of money, and I'm a huge fan, as you can probably tell if you're here watching this channel. So today I'm going to take you through my super mega simple meal planning method that you can use if you want to. You can use whatever method suits you, but I'll share mine in case it helps and inspires you. I'm going to show how I do this for 2 people, and mainly I grocery shop every 2 weeks or so. I might do a little small, tiny supplementary shop of some fruit and veg weekly, but 90% of the time we do a bi-weekly shop. And you would have seen in my last video that I did a really big grocery haul, stocking up the pantry mostly, but also a little bit in the freezer, etc. So let's dive in and I'll show you how I do my meal plan. So starting with what we have is the best way to save money on our grocery budget. So let's see what we've got. I've got some frozen and peeled cut up pumpkin. I think that's butternut pumpkin. It actually freezes really well and lasts really well in the freezer for a month or two. I'm looking through here to see the protein that I'm working with this week. So I've got beef burgers, which we're probably not going to do this week. I've almost always got some kind of mince, whether it be turkey or beef, in my freezer. And if you did see my last haul, you saw that I also picked up these chicken drumsticks for a pretty good deal on clearance. Very easy, sort of quick dinner for my husband and I. So I've got a couple of different protein options there. I've got some sausages and a few other things that we picked up as well. So yeah, it's looking like I've got a few options both in the veg and the protein department. I did also dig through here, and a thing that I almost always have in my freezer are these sort of individual salmon portions. I think they're really nice. I used to eat this a lot when I was single before I met my husband as well. But these individual portions, it's a really healthy protein. Obviously, it's a little bit more expensive than other fish is. I'm also going to have a quick look here in my bread bin, which is the top of my freezer. Sorry, you can't see it very well, but I did pick up this clearance bread at the supermarket, like a baguette, and I just cut it into smaller pieces and cut it in half. So I see some sandwiches in my meal plan for lunches, which I haven't done for a while actually. And then we're going to have a quick look here in my veggie drawer. I've got frozen stir-fry veggies. I've got some frozen green beans. Tends to be frozen peas and frozen corn in my freezer drawer as well, almost always. And here is a good trick with celery. If you use celery in soups or stews and you have extra, you can always freeze it and then use it in a soup or stew. It's just going to thaw and be a bit soggy. So make sure that you're using it in a soup, and then you really won't be able to tell the difference. It's just using it in a salad or something like that won't be quite as good. All right, so we've had a little bit of a look at the protein situation. Now I'm just going to have a quick glance in my fridge. I've got a rough idea of what's in here. Normally, let me know if this happens in your house, things go to die in the veggie drawer, and it's so easy to waste food this way. So look through what you got. So I've got some rocket here. Okay, I can picture some salads in my future. I've got some carrots, half a cucumber. Definitely can do some salad related stuff this week. Some green beans from my garden. I've had a pretty good green bean harvest this summer. Because I live in Australia, it's opposite to the Northern Hemisphere, so we've got summer still, or going into autumn. And these tomatoes are actually not from my garden, but from my mother-in-law, so thank you, Rhonda. And I've got some mushrooms and some fresh herbs that I want to use up as well. So that's what's in my fridge. And I also have these 2 chicken thigh fillets we picked up as a package of some other meats from our butcher. So I'm probably going to be doing something with that chicken for lunches this week. And looking over in the pantry side, I always keep rice on hand. This is plain sort of basmati rice, I think. And then behind there, I've got quinoa. I actually have a really good quinoa recipe that I have shared in one of my previous videos. I will double check and make sure that that video is uploaded for you here on this channel. Otherwise, I might have shared it on my previous channel. But here we've also got some regular old potatoes. Potatoes are always good. And some brown onion. I tend to pretty much always keep that on hand. And you would have seen in my grocery haul that I stocked up on pasta, so I've got more pasta than I need, which is great. So I can definitely do something with that in my meal plan this week. And finally, a quick glance at my pantry. We've got some pasta sauce, we've got some pesto, we've got some mustard, some tuna, some chickpeas. always keep some coconut milk or coconut cream on hand. Pineapples, because we are pineapple on pizza people in this house, and I know a lot of people are like, pineapple in food, yuck. We love it. And some diced tomatoes. So now that I know what I've got to work with, let's put pen to paper. And now that I've got a bit of an idea of what's in my fridge, freezer, and pantry, I simply take a pen or a marker of my choice and a blank piece of paper. This is an A4 paper that I have cut in 3 lengths, and I will just put this on the fridge when I'm done. So this upcoming week is a little bit different for us because my husband will be traveling for work and I will be around. But I am going to put in my lunch and my dinner plan for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, I will warn you ahead of time, my handwriting is not very good, but you can get the gist pretty quickly. Now, if you have a little whiteboard or something on your fridge, that's even better. You can do that like that. I happen to have an awful lot of paper that I need to use up. So all I've done here is I'm meal planning for lunch and dinner, and then I've got my 7-day meal plan. You can obviously meal plan for more than 7 days if that suits you and your family. But this is what works for us. The reason I'm not meal prepping breakfast is that the few times we do have breakfast, we almost always have like a boiled egg, or I will have like things like chia pudding. So it's not really something, it's something I always have in my house anyway. I'm sure you have your breakfast go-tos if you eat breakfast. Most days, however, we do intermittent fasting, meaning we don't eat breakfast, we only have lunch and dinner, and we eat within a certain time window. If you don't know what intermittent fasting is, I would recommend that you Google it. It's a really, really popular way of eating, and it suits us because I'm a little bit lazy, so I like not having to prepare breakfast. So I work an office job, and I'm in the office 3 days a week. So it means that it's extra important on those 3 days that I'm in, or my husband and I are in, that we have a bit of a plan. So for example, this week for lunches, I am going to be working from home on Monday and Friday, which means Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be in the office. Now I have some chicken and I bought some cheap white bread. So I'm going to do chicken sandwich for lunch, and I'm going to be doing that for 3 days straight. That's how lazy I am. I do not mind eating the same thing 3 days in a row. So I'm going to do a chicken sandwich with that baguette bread with a little, I'm going to cook up some chicken thigh. I'm going to put some lettuce, some tomato, and some other things that I have hanging out in my fridge. So that is lunch and taken care of for the 3 days that I'm in the office. Now, the only thing I will prep here is the chicken, and the rest I will assemble on the day because I want the sandwich to be fresh. Because the bread that I bought was short dated, I will take it out of the freezer. So I've frozen it. I will take it out of the freezer when on the day when I'm ready to make the sandwich, which is totally fine. And then we have a sandwich toaster where I work. On Monday and Friday, I'm just going to do a really simple like boiled eggs on toast or something like that, because this chicken sandwich is going to be quite salady. So I will probably do eggs with toast, which is sort of my go-to. My husband likes it as well, so it's not really a big deal. On the weekend, we quite often do a brunchy thing, and this particular weekend coming up, we actually have, we're going to be at someone's birthday party on the Sunday, so we're going to be lunching out. So Saturday, we will most likely do like an omelette or something like that, because that's what we kind of like to do on the weekend. If you see a lot of eggs in our fridge, you will know what I'm talking about. So those are my lunches all sorted for the week, and you will see that it's a little bit kind of egg heavy. I'm not preparing anything else or any particular. Last week, for example, I meal prepped a frittata that turned into 3 lunches for my husband and I. But because he will be traveling for work this whole week, I'm just looking after myself for lunch and dinner. Okay, and then in my freezer I had quite a bit of protein hanging around that needed to be used up. So I remember there were some pork steaks in there, and they have been in my freezer for a little while. So I'm going to do them with like some veggies like green beans. I have a few green beans from the garden. I'm going to use up some potato. So we're going to be doing that on the Monday night before my husband flies off for his work trip. And then he will be back again on the Friday, And I think what I'm gonna do is we'll make homemade pizzas on the barbecue. We have a Weber and use a pizza stone, so we quite often do pizzas. So what I'm going to need to add to my shopping list there is just the pizza toppings. I have pizza bases in the freezer already ready to go, so I would be adding that now to my shopping list, which I have on my phone. All right, and then I need Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I'm likely going to be catching up with a friend of mine on Thursday night, so that will probably be a dinner out for me, and obviously my husband is already out. And then I think I'm just going to make a super simple, pasta, I think, for dinner this week. I have pasta, so I have minced beef in the freezer. Actually, I think I'm going to do a spaghetti bolognese, with just sneaking some veggies into that as well. So I'm going to do pasta for 2 nights. I'll make enough for 2 portions there. And we'll be coming back pretty late on the Sunday from the party that we're going to. So I have most of the things for some form of tacos. I might need to pick up like some taco shells and things like that. But we have pretty much everything for tacos. And then in my freezer, I noticed as well, I have some sausages from the butcher. I have some chicken, might do the chicken drumsticks here, because I bought some short-dated chicken drumsticks in that grocery haul I did. So I'll just do chicken drumsticks with wedges. And we just make homemade potato wedges because it's a lot cheaper. But that's essentially 90% of this will come out of my freezer or my pantry. So the only thing that I do have to buy is some toppings for my pizzas for Friday, and I might need to buy some taco ingredients for Sunday. That is it. And that is genuinely how simple it can be to meal plan. Apologies for my appalling handwriting, but this I just stick on the fridge with the fridge magnet, and we both know what's happening that week. Quite often on a normal week when we're both here, I might actually allocate some of the cooking here on the weekend to my husband, but just to show you for argument's sake, I will put a little E next to the things that I'm cooking and a little P next to the ones that my husband Paul is cooking. So that's often how we'll do it, and by divvying it up this way, you've got a plan that lasts the whole week. And the great thing about this is if I really don't feel like pizzas on Friday, if I go, I want pizzas on Sunday, it really doesn't matter because I'll have the ingredients in my house and I can make that choice. And especially if you've got a busy night or something like that, it can be really nice to just have kind of that flexibility where you can throw together the quicker meal or the easier meal. More often than not, I will meal prep the 3 lunches ahead of time when I am working in the city, and I'll often do some kind of an oven bake, a quiche, pasta salad. I do a quinoa salad that both my husband and I really love, which I'm going to put on the menu for next week actually, because I haven't had that in a good while now. But this is great because it means that you have a plan for the week, and you and your family or the people that you live with and or cook for and with all know what's coming up. So do yourself a favor, if you're not already doing a meal plan, have a go at this. Even if you just do the dinner meal plan and leave the lunches alone and buy them out or whatever, you are going to save a lot of money and you're going to save a lot of hassle by just doing a really simple plan. Let me know how you meal plan in your house, how long you meal plan for. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like meal planning. I've got lots more content and meal prepping coming your way next week. Until then, have an amazing week.